You know, I'm starting to think that when Deco went to go see the World Cup final in New Jersey with Joan Laporta, they went out there to go look at the game, go look at Argentina versus Spain, speak about how excited they were about the Argentina versus Spain final for a World Cup. But I do think that they also went over there to scout for some players because they probably looked at the Argentinian national side and the Spanish national side and they said, there are great players on both sides and we have to take as much as we can from these two teams here. I think that is what Deco and Joan Laporta came out with after the match was over. They're like, oh my God, Ferran Torres did not do anything in this game besides score that one goal. We have to sell him to PSG. Oh my God, look how great Julian Alvarez was and how he has been during the World Cup campaign. We have to buy the player. Look at how great Lautaro Martinez performed in the World Cup as well. We have to get that player as well. Let's consider him. Let's look at Rodri's performance against Argentina in the World Cup final. This guy was amazing. Let's try and see if we can buy the player. Let's look at Laporte. Laporte is a great partner to Pau Cubarsí. Let's see if we can bring in that player. Let's look at Pedro Porro, who has played as a right back for Spain, showed great chemistry with Lamine Yamal. Maybe we can find something here with the right back there. They probably also looked at Cuti Romero and other Argentinian center backs, which is why we have been linked to Cuti Romero. I'm pretty sure Joan Laporta and Deco went to that final to go and scout for some players to see who is good, who can really gel well with the current Barcelona team. And in today's video, we're going to be speaking about Pedro Porro, which is the main conversation, right? So like we have spoken about all of these other players, but tonight we're talking about Pedro Porro because Jared Romero has said that Barcelona have been in contact with the agent of Pedro Porro, the Spanish right back that once again showed great chemistry with Lamine Yamal. There's not really much for me to say to kind of like tell you guys and try to sell you guys on why this right back would be phenomenal for FC Barcelona. I mean, like the fact that we can say that he is a perfect partner to Lamine Yamal and they're both Spanish is already a very strong case on why Barcelona should even consider a right back like him. Now, here's the thing. We can talk about how great Pedro Porro would be at Barcelona sportingly. However, a lot of things are going to have to happen in order for this to be realistic. For example, Barcelona will not bring in Pedro Porro if Jules Koundé continues at Barcelona. And there is no way, even from me, from an outside point of view from this club who does not work inside the financials of Barcelona, I can tell you guys that there is no way Barcelona will continue and go into this season with Jules Koundé and Pedro Porro. It's either Pedro Porro or Jules Koundé. Koundé will need to leave. And we talked about this in a previous video, right? Like there is a possibility, a slight chance that Jules Koundé could leave FC Barcelona. It is the first day for Jules Koundé to be back at Barcelona training with Hansi Flick. There is going to be conversations. Hansi Flick will tell Jules Koundé on how he does view him, how many minutes he's going to be getting, and who knows? Jules Koundé could say, I'm not going to be happy with the amount of minutes I'm going to be gaining in this upcoming season because with Eric Garcia and Xavi Espart, they might be taking some minutes away from Jules Koundé. Koundé might not be happy, so you never know. In football, you never know. You cannot rule anything off. I don't believe that Flick will tell Jules Koundé that he needs to leave, that he needs to find a new club, but I do think there is a possibility that Koundé may not be happy with his role, so we have to be prepared. And this is the reason why Barcelona are looking at Pedro Porro as an option in case Jules Koundé does leave. But for sure, they're not looking to have Pedro Porro in Barcelona knowing that Koundé will continue. That will not happen. So this should be currently described as a inquiry, right? Very preliminary contacts with Pedro Porro and the agent. Nothing more. There is no agreement. There is no negotiations going on between Barcelona and Tottenham. None of that exists. Don't even expect for Pedro Porro to be a Barcelona player like tomorrow or in the next day and that everything will be solidified and done by the end of this week. It's not going to happen. These type of moves are going to be very last minute. We have already talked about this before. Barcelona are focused on Rodri, Alvarez, and Joao Cancelo. This whole center back situation and potentially a right back situation will be handled in the last 2.5 weeks in the transfer window. Maybe even less than that. Maybe in the last half a week. Maybe in the last like 8 days. Who knows? So we do have the Jules Koundé situation settled, right? Another thing that has to be taken care of is let's consider that Pedro Porro did sign a renewal with Tottenham. He just signed a renewal about 2 months ago, back in June, and he is tied to Tottenham until 2031. Tottenham do view Pedro Porro as a very strong player in this squad, a veteran, a player with maturity, a player with leadership, a player that is for sure a cornerstone to Tottenham's project. And luckily enough for Tottenham, you know, like they survived, right? I thought that Tottenham were going to go to second division for just a few days there back in the previous season, but they're here. They're in the Premier League. They're looking to reinforce their whole squad. squad. Pedro Porro is, that's the reason why they tied him down, is because they want to have great players in their squad. We have to respect that. And the fact that we have to respect that, we can't just say that, oh yeah, if Barcelona are interested, Pedro Porro will be joining Barcelona for sure. I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be way more difficult than that. Pedro Porro is very much committed to Tottenham, and Tottenham likes Pedro Porro. A renewal just happened. And do you really expect for a team like Barcelona to go out there to Tottenham knowing that they have just renewed that player and think that they can just buy him? I don't think that's realistic. Like I've said, I'm not going to rule anything off, especially with the way that football works these days. It's just that it's really going to require a huge investment to bring in Pedro Porro, a huge investment, because the contract that he has just signed is very new. And I think that this does go toe-to-toe with Jules Koundé, right? Because Barcelona would let go of Jules Koundé. They would. If they have an offer of more than 80 million euros, they would sell him for more than 80 million euros. And I think the reason why Barcelona would sell him for more than 80 million euros is because they know that if they go out there to go find a right back, it's going to be very expensive. It's very scarce, right? The right back market is very scarce. Look at the Pedro Porro situation right now, and they're going to need a lot of funds to make sure that they can pull a move off like that. So for sure, if Koundé leaves, minimum 80 million euros, and be prepared to pay a premium for Pedro Porro's services. And I believe that if Pedro Porro were to be sold, we're looking at a 70 million euro player for sure. Anything between 70 to 75 minimum for Pedro Porro. And like I've said, this is if Tottenham chooses to negotiate with Barcelona, because they have just renewed the player until 2031. So let's consider that, and let's see how things do go in the future, right? Nothing will be settled in the next 48 hours regarding the player, but we'll see. You never know in football. But in regards to if Pedro Porro hypothetically were to join Barcelona, he would be a massive fit. He would gel very well with Lamine Yamal, and that's because we have actual proof, actual data based off the World Cup campaign that Spain had. Lamine Yamal looked very comfortable combining with Pedro Porro over and over again. The 1-2s, the overlapping runs, the underlapping runs, the ability to be efficient together in the final third, their reading game to always allow each other like a healthy space to do what they need to do. All of that was phenomenal. And to have that at Barcelona, I think that Hansi Flick would be a very happy man. And let me tell you guys something. Speaking about Hansi Flick, if Flick does have the audacity to ask for Pedro Porro, Barcelona will try. I don't know if they're going to be successful, but if we hear a report, and we'll talk about it immediately on this channel, but if we hear a report that Flick says, let's see, can you guys try and buy me Pedro Porro? Like, can we make that happen? Because that would really gel well with Lamine Yamal. And Barcelona will try. They will. Because whatever Hansi Flick wants, Barcelona will go all in on that. It's part of the reason why the whole Alvarez situation is so difficult to complete, yet Barcelona is still trying, is because Flick is really pushing for Deco, Laporta, and the rest of the financial executives to complete the move. They want to make it happen because Flick is asking for it, and they have to back Hansi Flick. And for Hansi Flick, whatever makes Lamine Yamal better, that is what Hansi Flick is going to do. And if he believes that Pedro Porro makes Lamine Yamal better, then they're going to go all in on it, because I think that we can all agree Lamine Yamal performs much better with a attacking fullback. And I believe that as we go into this brand new season in football, you are required to have very efficient fullbacks. It's part of the reason why Joao Cancelo is being permanently signed. You need to have efficient fullbacks, like how PSG have efficient fullbacks, how Real Madrid have efficient fullbacks, Bayern Munich, Man City, Barcelona need to have the exact same thing. It's not just all about having a very defensive right back or a very defensive left back. You need to have great attacking fullbacks on the right side and also on the left side. Having Joao Cancelo and bringing in Pedro Porro will complete that image. It will complete the project. And so in order for us to have, let's just say, one domino fall, to potentially see a Pedro Porro conversation happen at Barcelona, Jules Koundé would need to have links to Arsenal, and Arsenal would need to come in strongly for Jules Koundé. That's what needs to happen first. If that doesn't happen, forget about the whole Pedro Porro conversation. Even Fabrizio Romano has claimed, and he said this earlier on YouTube, Arsenal are still looking for a center back. Koundé, in my personal opinion, would be a smart solution because he can be a right back. He can be a center back. So he would be a good solution for Arsenal, who probably need to cover both positions in terms of players. But at the moment, from both sides, they are not advanced negotiations for Jules Koundé to Arsenal. Should anything change, I will let you know. And so we'll see how it goes, man. Like, I don't know. A lot of this is getting me very nervous, but whatever does happen, we'll be talking about it here in this YouTube channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.